I'm Michael Bain, and welcome to Triggered, coming to you, as always, from the secret hidden bunker in the Rocky Mountains in Dragon House Studios, brought to you this week by Stoker and their great STR line of pistols. I was one of the guys that did the original testing on the prototype. Excellent value, excellent gun. What I'm going to show you today, though, is Andy Larsson and my reimagining of the Winchester 1895 and 405 Winchester. If you recall, this was a Grail gun, a gun that I always wanted. I was on a list for 2 years with Winchester. I got the gun, I shot it, and I thought, wow, this sucks. I took it to FTW. I let Tim Fallon, who owns FTW, and Doug Pritchard, Dog, chief instructor, shoot it, and they said, hey, Michael, this sucks. So Andy Larsson and I took it upon ourselves to unsuck it. So these are the changes that we made that makes this one heck of a rifle. First thing, steel butt plate, gone with the wind. In fact, we cut the stock, make it shorter, and then we cut it pretty much at a straight angle, because the way it was angled before, it was as if Winchester, John Browning, had wanted to punch you in the jaw really, really hard. So we changed a little bit of the angle here, shortened the stock down, great big decelerator recoil pad on it. Then if we go moving forward, look at that. This is a Skinner peep sight on the bolt. Now, obviously, because this is an open top lever gun, you can't put a scope on it, right? You can put a scout scope on it, but one thing I've seen, and I stole this from Greg Buchel at Bighorn Armory, who has been putting red dot sights on the bolts of his Bighorn massive 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum lever guns. They work great. So I said to Andy, what if we did that? Instead of like looking at a rail here and a sight here, we mounted on the bolt. And he goes, well, gee, Michael, nobody's ever done that, but why not try? So Andy engineered this whole thing, a special plate for the sight, which is a Trijicon SRO 1 MOA dot. This is designed to be a hunting rifle. I specifically wanted the 1 MOA dot. And the amazing thing that Andy did is with the peep sight and the front sight, you can co-witness through the dot. Now, that's nothing short of amazing. We're going to talk a little bit more about this rifle when we come back. Welcome back to Triggered, where today we are talking about this Skinnerized 1895 Winchester lever gun, 405 Winchester. Modifications by Andy Larsson at Skinner Sights. He and I agonized over a lot of different parts of this gun. Sight on the bolt, great setup. You're thinking, wow, this is a really powerful recoiling gun. Yes, but it's not on the slide of a pistol, which means it's not taking reciprocating forces on it. Now, as you go forward, obviously, with the sight set this high, we had to raise the front sight. And Andy opted for this kind of wraparound front sight because this is what you would typically see on a safari rifle. It's pretty interesting. This is classic safari look, as is this. Here is my front sling, where my front sling attaches. It's on the barrel. Exactly what you would see on a heavy caliber African rifle. It has a white bead, ivory bead in it. Again, Andy's been to Africa a lot, and what he did was add what I think of as little touches of a safari rifle. And when Andy got the thing put back together, he called me up and he said, wow, you know something? This rifle rocks. If Teddy Roosevelt was around right now, these are the changes he would want on his rifle. Typically, 1895s come with a 24-inch barrel. Deliver me. This one has a 20-inch barrel. The 405 Winchester cartridge doesn't need the longer barrel. And the extra 4 inches are nothing but a pain in the butt. The way it's set up now, with the shorter stock, shorter barrel, it swings. So it comes to the shoulder quickly. And then if you're following a moving target, if you're following moving game, the gun seems alive. It tracks easily on a moving target, which is what you want in a gun, especially a dangerous game gun. One thing I'm going to do here is, because we raised the sights, and obviously this is a filler for the buckhorn sight that originally came with the gun. Because we raised the sights, if I cheek it, I'm not too bad on the peep in the front, but I'm a little low on the red dot. So Rob Leahy at Simply Rugged Leather, and if I could just put in a plug here for Rob, he is one of the best leather workers in the world. He builds amazing stuff, amazing holsters, and he's also a really, really good friend. Rob put this together, so when my cheek comes up to this rifle with this butt cover on it, it lines up exactly in the center of the Trijicon SRO. So what we have here is a heck of a rifle. It's a heck of a rifle that's going with me to Africa. I'm not sure I'll get a buffalo. Who knows when you get over there? But I am looking forward to carrying this thing out in the bush. It's a wonderful job, great job. Thank you, Andy Larsson from Skinner Sights. Thank you, Rob Leahy, and everybody who contributed to this project. There's a lot of interest in it in the lever action forums and the lever action groups. So, when we come back, we're going from big guns to little guns. This week's Triggered is brought to you by Taurus USA. Always ready, always bring it. Stoeger, everyday tough. SDS Imports, Thesis. Thesis means quality. Hunters HD Gold. They change so you don't have to. And MTM Case Guard. Quality shooting sports accessories. Welcome back to Triggered, where we're going from great big long rifle blasters to great big pistol blasters. This is, you've seen it many times before, a Ruger Alaskan, a Super Red Hawk in 454 Casull. This guy is a 44 Magnum, a Smith & Wesson Model 629. Actually, it isn't a 629. It was originally 41 Magnum, and because I hate 41 Magnum, I had it changed to 44 Magnum. So all you 41 Magnum fans out there, sorry. What's different about these guns now is a care package I got from Dave Lauck at D&L Sports. I've worked with Dave now for 20 some odd years. He was on the first season of Shooting Gallery. He is one of the most innovative and meticulous gunsmiths in the country. Dave is sort of in his own world on custom work, and it's been amazing. A lot of his focus is on military, people in the field, people who use the guns, and he recently came up with this fixed rear sight. This one on the Ruger Red Hawk, the second one I'll show you in a minute on the 629. And what they are is they replace the adjustable sights and give you a heavy-duty, big rear sight. Now, question, why would you do that? Well, when you're talking about big snubbies like this, which is what these are, their real function in life is as backup guns. And I've carried them. That's why this guy looks a little beat up. He's been carried a lot. You can see the sight picture there on this guy. The direct replacement for the existing sights. Interestingly enough, this one is a prototype for the Ruger, and I have to do a little drilling. I have to punch through to be able to drive a pin in it for a heavier setup. But they exist as backup guns. And you can say bear guns, you can say whatever. But once upon a time, when I lived in Florida, I knew a guy who had a great big cruising boat, and he actually had 2 machine guns mounted on the rails. And I saw the transfer papers. They were signed by Edward Kennedy, the senator, which goes to show who you know. But in any case, he always carried heavy boomers. And I asked him why, and he goes, because if I have to shoot somebody, my intent is for them to stay shot. So if you're carrying this for a backup gun in the woods, and you're saying it's for bear, you're saying it's for, I don't know, wolves, you're saying it's for lions, or there's always the danger of the 2-legged predator. What you want to do is hit them very hard. And in the case of a 454 Casull, my friend Tim Sunderlist, who does buffalo bore ammunition, lists the 454 as the minimum true big game cartridge. So this 454 is being set up. I'll adjust the front sight, make sure everything is perfect. Front sight from Furman Gaza, great guy. For the Buffalo Bore 300 mono metal bullets, dangerous game bullets, they're designed to drill a hole, and they will drill a hole. This guy set up perfectly as it is. It was originally built by Jim Stroh, who retired, Alpha Precision, one of the great gunsmiths in America. It's got a gold bead front sight. It makes for a super carry backup gun. So you don't need to fiddle with your sight. Adjustable sights are far more fragile than something like this. So D&L Sports, look it up. Of course, all the links are on michaelbain.tv, where you can find us every week, and you can find us for free. We are also on YouTube. We are also on Rumble. And I want to thank Stoger for sponsoring us this week. And hey, try to stay warm. Spring is coming.